It's time for the letter R this week on the Incy alphabet. Bite-sized lettering tutorials for your busy life. This week we're going to be creating a paint splatter R. So that means, and when you want to extend this to your other letters, that the ends of your letters, any free area, it's going to look like you did the stroke and paint just splattered off. So for an R, if you think about it, it's one loop and then splatter. But because that's not enough, we're going to do splatter off the lead-in loop as well. Today we're going to sketch out our R and give it a bit of width so that there's lots of paint to splatter. Like every week, we want to start off with a mark on the page so that you don't have to worry about making it perfect. And then we are going to draw a nice big R on our paper. Now, don't worry too much about exactly how your R is shaped. We're still going to go in and add thickness by drawing around the areas of the R. So for instance, this part here, I don't like how it flares out quite so much. I think I want it to go more straight down. So you can go in and adjust that as you add thickness and then draw a little bit on each side to add that thickness. Now, this is considered an upstroke here because this is where you would be pulling your brush up. And so you might think it's really thick for an upstroke, but that's because we want to have lots of fun paint space down here to play with. And don't worry, you're not actually pulling out paints. You won't be making a mess. When you come around this side, you want to make it wider because that would be a downstroke, which means that it should be a wider thickness before coming back to that same thickness that you had on an upstroke. And again, this section, you'd be falling down a cliff if you were skiing, so it's a downstroke. So we will make it thicker. And right now I'm only drawing one side of the line, so imagine that on both sides, and that's when you'll understand what I mean by thicker. Here, just a little bit to make that upstroke thickness, and then here, we're getting a nice thick plummet down a cliff. And then back up. Now the ends of the R are going to be where we're going to add that paint splash. So don't worry about leaving them open because we're going to be adding our creative paint splash in our next bite-sized tutorial.